a part of being a good boss is being a good host. You need to introduce them to people. Like me, right now.
Great to be talking to you, Freddie. Congratulations on the return of the show. The Good Doctor came back earlier this month with 2 episodes tackling the coronavirus pandemic. Why was it important for you in the show to address that head on?
It felt necessary. It felt like our responsibility, really, to tell this story. It would have felt wrong, and I think we would have been doing a disservice to the real doctors, to the real frontline workers, if we hadn't sought to pay tribute to them and their journey over these last few months, and the truly heroic nature of what they've been doing and what they've been faced with on a daily basis. And it also just really put into perspective how we're only playing doctors on television, and it's nothing like the realities out there.
Was it a tough thing to get right? Because I thought the first 2 episodes, balanced out hope with also, the grim realities of what everybody's facing. And was that a fine, tricky balance for you and the rest of the cast to get right?
Yes, yeah, I think so. And I guess we sought to deal with it in a way that was in keeping with how we've always dealt with, darker, sadder, more traumatic moments on the show, that's still trying to find moments of hope to mine within that. So, I think something that all of us have gone through over these last few months is we now have a greater appreciation for the things that we might have previously taken for granted, whether that's a small dinner with a group of friends, or even just getting to hug someone, getting to go for a walk with someone. And I think, we on the show as well are seeking to, mine those little moments of joy and little moments of celebration, and find these silver linings that all of us have been searching for.
How have you been sort of staying safe, really? I mean, you're playing a doctor on TV. But I imagine that must give you a lot of, you must have some nerves to just be out in public and be out and around people. How are you sort of managing that?
Yes. I mean, I think, I think we feel like everyone in the world feels right now, in terms of being aware that out there is a virus that can be very dangerous, and taking all the precautions necessary to avoid, getting it, and also to avoid passing it along to anyone else. On set, it does feel safe. I think, we have testing 3 times a week. We wear masks at all times, the crew at all times, and we take them off right at the very last minute before going on camera if it's a scene where we're not wearing a mask. Temperature checks every single day. And of course, everyone keeping their distance. And the set feels like a different place, and it should feel like a different place. We have, the camera crew who are usually inside filming physically on their cameras, they're now put outside and sort of remotely operating on a crane. And so it's, the phrase that everyone is using is depopulating the set, but it does feel safer because of that.
So what's in store for the rest of the season 4? I mean, how will the pandemic affect other storylines? You're going to be obviously going in different directions, especially with next week's episodes. How will things, play out for the rest of the season?
So it does move past the pandemic and, sort of towards a more hopeful future, I guess, season from episode 3 onwards. One of the things I'm most excited about is the new residents who we will get to meet next week. There's sort of 4 new people who will be a part of the show full time. And Sean is going to have to be a boss to them. He's going to have to take responsibility for them in a way that he never has before. And I think he'll be very good at some things. He's good at imparting his medical wisdom, but where he may find it challenging is, of course, those more personal aspects of the job. So it's going to be an exciting season, getting to see Sean grow and move into this position of authority.
Neil was such a beloved character, and I know his death shocked a lot of people. But he's come back for at least the first 2 episodes. Will we see more of him utilized in that way as the season progresses?
you never know. I feel like it felt right because there were so many, the repercussions at the end of season 3 moving into season 4 felt like, especially from Claire and Lim's point of view, there was a lack of goodbye. There was more story that needed to be told, and his death is still, affecting them as it has the others around the hospital. So I could certainly see that still still being the case, and Dr. Melendez was such a wonderful character that his in any case his presence will still certainly be felt.
What's going to happen with you and Lee going forward?
Yes, so Sean and Leah are it will be exciting to explore their relationship in a more mature sense. I think this season it was exciting to get to see Sean and Carly and Sean and Leah in these kind of early stages of dating and of romance. And I think now that Sean and Leah are together and have chosen to be together, they're going to have to learn to navigate life as a unit. And there will be kind of deeper, more meaningful, nuanced beats of what it's like to be in a relationship with someone long term, when two people have, their own desires, their own careers, their own, ideas of what they want to do in the world. And so it's going to be great to see them evolve as a couple.